Hello again my friends. Now the video you're about to watch is a combination of two videos that I've already uploaded to my second channel, so there's a possibility that you've already seen them. Now the reason I've combined them into one big video and uploaded it to this channel is that I've had numerous requests that all my Destiny content should be available for you guys to watch right here on my main channel. Now for those of you who haven't seen this content, here's a brief summary of what you can expect. In part 1, I talk about why PS3 and PS4 owners are getting early beta access to Destiny and the inevitable backlash from frustrated Xbox gamers. In part 2, I try to answer all those frequently asked questions that you guys have for me about Destiny, including the beta, split screen and the possibility of a limited edition of the game. If this content is indeed new to you, I hope you enjoy it, and we'll talk again at the end of the video. Hello again my friends. So I thought I'd address the thorny issue of PlayStation's early access to the Destiny beta. There seems to be a lot of unhappy Xbox gamers out there. Now here's a quick recap in case you have no idea what I'm talking about. During Spike TV's All Access show back in November, Bungie's Chief Operating Officer Pete Parsons announced the following: in partnership with Activision and Sony, we're going to give first beta access to the PlayStation Nation, PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 3 owners. Now, unsurprisingly, many Xbox gamers feel angry and frustrated about missing out on early beta access. After all, Bungie fans are predominantly Xbox gamers. As we all know, Halo is an Xbox exclusive, and up until Halo 4, which was made by 343 Industries, every core Halo title was made by Bungie. Now, many Xbox gamers say they feel betrayed, unloved, like an abandoned dog chained to a post and left to die. Okay, that last metaphor was a tad overdramatic, but you get the point. Xbox owners are pissed. In fact, Bungie is regularly asked in their mail sack by disgruntled Xbox gamers whether or not the studio still cares about them. Here's an example. CD Wheeler 93 asks, do you still have love for your Xbox community? And here's how Bungie responded: yes, we're making a great game for you to play based on the same traditions of action and adventure that brought you to us in the first place. Now, I briefly covered this issue in my latest Destiny video over on my main channel. If you want to watch that video, simply click on the highlighted thumbnail. Now, it was the comments left by unhappy Xbox gamers that prompted me to make this video. Before we have a look at some of them, here's a friendly warning: you will be hearing some swearing. I've also blanked out their names. You see, I'm not calling these guys out. That's not what this video is about. I simply want to acknowledge that there are a lot of frustrated gamers out there, and I thought it would be constructive to address their issues. So here's a couple of comments left by unhappy Xbox gamers. Here's the first example. It's fucking horseshit that the PS3 gets the beta before Xbox. And here's the second example. Bungie goes with Xbox for the majority of its life and now it fucks with PlayStation and gives them extras. Now, I get the frustration and anger. Until I heard Bungie's announcement about early beta access on PlayStation, I was going to stick with my Xbox One. After the announcement, I decided I was going to buy a PS4 too, as I wanted early beta access. I covered Destiny news after all, and I didn't want to get left behind. Luckily, Activision sent me a special Destiny themed PS4 console. I left a link to the unboxing video in the description box below. But I know that many of you guys can't afford to buy a second console and will miss out on the early beta. And yes, that sucks a goose dick. Several goose dicks in fact. So why has this decision been taken? Well, here are my thoughts on the matter. As you're probably well aware, Activision publishes both Call of Duty and Destiny. This means that Activision is responsible for both these games' manufacturing and marketing. Often, publishers will finance development of the game too, and these days games are becoming super expensive to make. Activision's Spider-Man 3, for example, cost $35 million to develop, and that's not counting the cost of marketing and sales. So then, making big budget games like Destiny and Call of Duty is a risky business, and the pressure to succeed is big. After all, there is a lot of money on the line. So how to minimise that risk? Well, lucrative deals between publishers like Activision and platform holders like Sony and Microsoft is one way of doing this. For example, Activision's contract with Microsoft to release Call of Duty DLC a month early on Xbox consoles. The latest instance of this being Call of Duty Ghosts Early Onslaught DLC. Another example being Activision's deal with Sony for PlayStation owners to get early beta access for Destiny. Both deals no doubt prove lucrative for Activision, and both Sony and Microsoft benefit from their timed exclusives too by shifting more consoles. Now, there is certainly no malicious intent from Bungie to spite Xbox owners by giving PlayStation early beta access. It's impossible to say for sure what kind of input Bungie had in PlayStation's early beta, but my guess is very little, if any at all. Bungie's job as a studio is to craft the best game they can for their fans, and their fan service is without doubt unparalleled in the gaming industry. They want to please you guys, not alienate you, and besides, it's not really Bungie's role to broker these kinds of deals. That's what publishers do, and Activision forges these contracts with Sony and Microsoft to help pay for their games' colossal manufacturing, marketing and development costs. Bungie is a studio dedicated to making games, and they want to please all their fans, not just the PlayStation Nation as some people seem to believe. Yes, it totally and utterly sucks if you're denied early access to the beta because you don't have a PlayStation console. There's no denying that. I totally understand the frustration many Xbox owners must feel, but sadly, that's just the way these things work out sometimes. But fret not, my friends, I'll be uploading daily gameplay videos on my main channel so that those of you without early beta access get to see plenty of action. I know it's not the same as actually playing the game, but I hope it will go at least some way to alleviate your disappointment. So now I'd like to hand the discussion over to you guys. Sound off in the comment section and let me know your thoughts on this topic. Hello again, my friends. So welcome to my first ever video where I just ramble about Destiny. I'm going to talk about all the interesting little tidbits of news that I've picked up over the past few days and also try to answer all those frequently asked questions that you guys have for me, and generally just have a little chat, just you and I, about Destiny. After all, I know that we're all pretty desperate for the beta by now, and I'm hoping that this will help pass the time. So sit back, brew yourself a cup of tea and let's have a nice relaxing ramble about Destiny. So first up, I simply have to mention the amazing thing that Activision CEO Bobby Kotick said about Destiny. He proclaimed that Destiny will be the next billion-dollar franchise for the company and that he expects it to be the best-selling video game in history. Let me just repeat that last bit. The best-selling video game in chuffing history. Now that's a pretty bold statement. Personally, I think Destiny definitely has the potential to become one of the greatest video game franchises of all time. But why do I think this? Well, maybe it's because we've just entered a new era of gaming where technology can truly match the vision, scale and scope of ambitious and talented teams like Bungie. Maybe it's because Bungie has been working on this game for over 6 years with a staggering staff of 500 people, all of whom are seriously gifted, passionate and dedicated to the craft of making games. Maybe it's because Destiny has been built with groundbreaking tech, built to last a decade and beyond, and backed by a publisher with an impressive track record. And maybe it's because I'm a die-hard Bungie fan. All I know for sure is that I haven't been this excited about a game since Combat Evolved, and we all know how that played out. But is Activision CEO setting himself up for a fall when he says that he expects Destiny to be the best-selling video game in history, or is this a realistic expectation? I'd love to hear your thoughts about this, so sound off in the comment section below. Now, I also wanted to talk a little bit more about my time with Deej and Urk in London last week. I was lucky enough to be invited to meet them for a drink and a chat. I briefly talked about this in my latest video on my main channel, but I thought I'd go into a little more detail here. After all, it's not every day that Bungie invites you out for a drink. So, at one point during the night, Deej turns to me with a cheeky little twinkle in his eye and says, "So, ask me anything you want about Destiny." As you can imagine, I was pretty excited, so I was like, "Deej, tell me, what happens in Destiny 2? And Deej says, "Stuff." Basically, Deej trolled me big style, and I have to admit it was pretty hilarious. Sadly, no new Destiny details were divulged that night, and you can be sure that Bungie will tease us right up until the launch of the game. It was also cool to see Urk wearing a Warlock t-shirt, so I guess we know which Guardian he'll be rocking come the beta. Now, let's move on to the questions you guys asked me. By far the most frequently asked questions I get are the following. Question 1. Do we have a beta launch date yet? Sadly, not yet, my friends, but when it's revealed, you'll certainly know about it. Now, I've had a few people link me to this rather dubious looking site that says the beta is launching on April 1st, which we all know is April Fool's Day. Now, if you ask me, I call bullshit, but if you want to see for yourself, I've left a link in the description box below. Question 2. Will there be a limited edition of the game? Well, we still have no official word from Bungie on this, but Deej was directly asked this very question the last time he came to London by my friend Fraser, who runs Destination, and Deej responded with "probably," which if you ask me is a pretty encouraging response. If you want my personal opinion, I think we're definitely going to see a limited edition of the game. After all, if there's one game that's crying out for a limited edition, it's Destiny. Personally, I love a replica Hunter's Knife or a statue of the Traveller. I'd also like to hear what you guys want in a limited edition version of the game, so leave a comment below and let me know. And you never know, Bungie may even pop in and check what you guys have to say. Question 3. Will there be split screen? Now, I get asked this question all the time, and the simple answer is Bungie has given nothing away about this, so we're just going to have to wait and see. Question 4. What versions of Destiny am I getting? Well, my friends, I'm getting both the PS4 and Xbox One versions of the game, as I want to play with as many of you guys as I can, and I also intend to do a comparison video between both versions. I think a graphical comparison is going to be really interesting. I'll also be arranging community playdates when we finally know the beta launch date, so stay tuned for that. Question 5. What race class faction combo am I going to choose? Well, based on everything I've seen so far, I really like the sound of an Exo Hunter who sides with a Dead Orbit faction. Now, you're probably wondering why this particular combo. Well, the Exo are tireless, self-aware machines, and I just think that sounds fucking awesome. Also, the Hunter has some sick supers. The Arc Blade, a lethal multi-kill melee attack, the Golden Gun, a devastating one-shot kill weapon, and the fact that you can decapitate a fallen captain by throwing your knife at his head. It's also been revealed that the Hunter is great for sniping and sneaking, and this all appeals to my gameplay style. Now, it's worth bearing in mind that both your race and faction have no bearing on gameplay. They just determine how your Guardian looks, so choosing either is really down to what you think looks and sounds the coolest. Bungie also reveals that each race has different movement animations, and also when you're in the safety of the tower you'll be able to remove your helmet, and personally I can't wait to see what an Exo looks like without a helmet. And another thing you may not know, you can even customize your Guardian with tattoos. So I thought I'd finish this video by asking you to vote in some polls that I made. First of all, we're going to have a look at each poll, and then I'm going to tell you how you can vote yourself. First up, which is your favourite Guardian class in Destiny? So far there's been a total of 298 votes. The Hunter is in first place with 40%, the Warlock is in second place with 38%, and the Titan is third with 22%. Next up, which FPS are you most looking forward to in 2014? So far there's been a total of 134 votes. Destiny is first with 72%, Halo 5 is second with 21%, and Titanfall is third with 7%. Next up, which faction will you side with in Destiny? So far there's been a total of 235 votes. Dead Orbit has 31%, Seven Seraphs has 25%, New Monarchy has 16%, Osiris has 15%, and Future War Cult has 13%. And finally, which console will you play Destiny on? So far there's been a total of 930 votes. Xbox One has 43%, PS4 has 38%, Xbox 360 has 15%, and the PS3 only has 5%. Now, if you'd like the chance to vote in these polls, I've left a link to each in the description box below. I think it'll be a cool idea to perhaps check these once a month until the launch of the game. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to see more of these Destiny discussion videos from me, give the video a thumbs up. If we can get around 1,000 likes, I'll make this into a weekly series. And also, please feel free to talk about anything Destiny related in the comments section. I read all your comments, and your feedback is always really helpful and lets me know the kinds of things you'd like to know more about. Thanks for watching, you beautiful bastards. And as always, until next time, Guardians. Hang on just a moment, it's not over yet. This video needs to end with an explosion, so here comes that mother chuff of a boom. So then, here we are again, my friends. Really glad to see you made it beyond the boom. Now, from here on in, you can expect all my Destiny content to go up on this channel. I've listened to all your feedback, and this seems to be what you guys want. My second channel will be for all my other content, personal vlogs, gameplay videos, and any other interesting video game news that's going on in the industry. As an example, I've recently uploaded lots of Titanfall gameplay, Halo Reach gameplay, and a video where I give you 5 reasons why you should be looking forward to No Man's Sky. So if you enjoy that kind of content, content, click the link on screen or follow the link in the description box below and subscribe to my second channel. My next video will be a Titanfall beta review, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for your continued support of this channel. We're about to hit 50,000 subscribers, and to be completely honest, I never thought I'd reach that milestone. It's pretty damn insane. Thank you all so much for liking my videos, sharing my content and leaving such amazing comments. And by the way, when I do hit 50,000 subscribers, I'll be giving away lots of very cool Destiny swag on my Twitter account, so feel free to follow for a chance to win. Links to all my social media in the description box below. And one more thing before I go, there's a Destiny beta code hidden in this video. You'll need to be lightning quick if you want to redeem it, as these things go super fast. Good luck. And yes, this really is the end of the video. And as always, until next time, Guardians.